there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Mag Warriors Paladar Magnetic Action Figure set by Mega Bloks. This set was part of the first set of Mag Warriors available in the line and was first released in 2005. I got this set at a Kmart, I can't remember when, probably around 2006 or 2007, and I paid $6.99 for this set. Taking a look at Paladar here in this very hard plastic packaging here. It comes with a cap as well that's still bound by the plastic strap here, and you can see the cap is got a nice metallic sheen to it, and up in the corner here it says that it's aged for 6 and up and contains 18 pieces, so that's kind of cool. And you can see down here on the packaging that it is of magnetic construction and contains electronic battle helmet. Basically it lights up, and you can see Paladar there with a gold and blue color scheme, so that's kind of cool. On the other side of this case here we have another picture of Paladar there, and let me just get that in focus. You can see all the magnetic joints on the figure, basically in the head and neck area, the shoulders, the hips, and at the bottoms of the feet. And you can see that Paladar comes with a shield and a spear-like weapon, and also comes with a metal card that also acts sort of like a base. Down here we have some information, mostly copyright information and also warning information due to the batteries, so that's interesting there. Now we'll be right back and have Paladar here out of this packaging. Okay, we have Paladar here out of the package, and first let's go ahead and take a look at the items that come included with the figure. And we have here a nice mini poster pamphlet. Pretty cool. It shows Paladar in action right there. Let me just turn down this a little bit, and you can see the Mag Warriors logo with Paladar's name there, and a nice backdrop behind the figure. Pretty cool. And down below here you can actually see sort of a preview of other figures in the Mag Warriors line, at least from the first wave. We have here Battle Scorch, Hawkblade, and Drachnid, which is pretty cool. On the back we have, I guess, assembly instructions on how to put Paladar together. He did come in pieces, and there's also names for each of the I guess attacks and defenses of Paladar, like the Tiger Slash here, and Guardian Armor, Lion Helmet, Quake Boots down there, so that's kind of neat. And you have here description in several different languages of Mag Warriors in general. Pretty cool. And here we have I guess a guide on how to use the light up eyes on the figure. You basically press down on a button on the top of the helmet and that'll light up the eyes. Unfortunately the batteries on my figure have run out, so I can't demonstrate it without first replacing the batteries. And here's another name for one of his offensive weapons, Lightning Spear there. And you can see that he's standing on the collector card, which is also acts as a sort of a base, so that's kind of cool. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the accessories that come included. First up we have here the collector card. It's basically a metal card on here, and which acts as a display base for the figure because there are magnets on the bottom of the feet of the figure. But it's kind of cool that they made it in a card-like format here, and you can see Paladar there in action in a nice pose. And on the other side of this quote card are some stats for Paladar. Basically the named items that were on the pamphlet here, according to attacks and in red, and defenses in blue. And you see these pips, or square pips, I guess to represent the ranking of those attacks or defenses, like a Lightning Spear here, and it's rated pretty high, on there, and you got the lion helmet and defense, guardian armor, tiger slash, quake boots, and royal shield on there. And if you total all the reds, that gives him I guess an offensive rating of 16, and all the blues give him a defensive rating of 17. Now, whether this was used in some sort of game or not, game mechanic with the Mag Warriors, I'm not sure. I never really followed it that much. I really just collected it for the figure, so I'm not sure if these are game mechanics or not, or just stats to represent how strong and powerful the Mag Warrior is. So, but it's kind of cool that they did add this there. Now, taking a look at Paladar here with his accessories, it's kind of cool. You can see he has a shield here, which was called a royal shield in the let's see, on the card here. Let me see if I slide it off his hand here. It's pretty what do you call it? Pretty secure in his while he holds it. You can see it's a nice metallic sheen to the shield there, and it's got a color combination of gold and sort of a light reddish on the sides here with these blades on the side, which is kind of neat on there, and it's very reflective in the light, and it's pretty cool. And on the back here, it's just blue plastic and a handle for Paladar to wield the shield there. And it's actually a nice ornate design on here with the sculpt on the shield, and it's very, very cool. Taking a look at what was called the lightning spear, and that's Paladar's weapon here. Again, same color combination with blue, gold, and this reddish color. And you can see twin blades on the lightning spear, and that's a theme throughout this particular figure, is a bladed theme on there. And you can see it's got a little loop at the end of this spear, and even the handle of the spear has got some slight sculpted detail with these lines across the length of the spear, so it's kind of cool on there. And Paladar wields both of these accessories very well. It's very tight in Paladar's grip, so that's pretty neat. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Paladar here. He's missing his head, but basically with the Mag Warriors, it's based off of magnets, which is kind of cool. There are magnets at the head, the arms, the legs, and the feet, which is pretty nice. So wherever there are magnets, you can really just pop them off, like the head here. You can see the magnet on the bottom, and on the arms. Oh, I forgot to mention the shoulders as well. And you can see where all the magnets are attached to these metal studs on the torso. And you can take a look at the main torso there. You got the metal studs here, and then you can attach the limbs, which have magnets on the ends of it, and they stick pretty nice. And you can see very strong magnets. They stick very well on there. So, but that's kind of neat on there. And let me put the head on here, and then you also have the shoulder armor here as well, that you can attach on the arm sockets, and they have magnets on the bottom as well, so that's kind of cool. But taking a look at Paladar overall, you can see that he's got this blade-like theme to him. Let me just put his arms out. You can see at the elbows, at the helmet, even at the knees, and of course the shield's got blades on the edges, and the lightning spear at the tip. So he's got a very bladed theme going on, which is kind of cool. And if you look at him, he looks very menacing and almost like a bad guy, I would like to say. But I think Paladar is a good guy. I can't remember. But it's very cool, very ornate in design. You can see all the sculpting detail along the armor. It's got these swirl patterns on there. It's actually almost like vine-like patterns on there. It's very, very neat on there, and very, very cool. And this guy, you don't want to get into a scuffle with unless you want to get cut with these blades, which is very nice. One thing I did notice about this figure is this shoulder piece right here. It's unpainted. I think this got skipped in the painting process, this particular shoulder armor, and it's got this very dull color, almost charcoal gray type of color, and I believe it was just missed in the painting process, which actually I do not mind, because I think it looks kind of cool how one of the shoulder armors is kind of offset, because it looks like he's been through some battles and just had some wear and tear on this particular shoulder piece. So I think that adds a little uniqueness to the figure. So, but I believe this was intended to be painted gold as the other shoulder armor there. So that's kind of cool. But looking at some other pieces to this Paladar, you can see the helmet. Very nicely designed, very ornate, almost evil looking, especially with this blades on the side of the helmet. And the light up feature, you can see the button on the top of the head here. You basically push that down, and as long as I guess there's contact with the magnet to the head, it should have lit up. But the batteries have long since died on my particular figure, being in the package for almost 7 years. So, but you can replace the battery. Basically, there's a screw there to open up the bottom of the head there, and replace it. The batteries in there, and once you have the batteries placed, they should be lighting up a reddish color there. Which is a neat feature if it was working. So, but very cool figure. I gotta mention that the figure, like the other Mag Warriors on the videos I've done previously, they have these peg holes on the sides of the leg, sides of the arm, and even on the back here. But I have never found a use to use those peg holes. None of the weapons actually peg into this maybe, but it doesn't really quite fit on there. But I've never really found any accessories that plug into those peg holes, even from other sets. So I don't know if this was a future thing they were planning to do or not, but the figure does have these peg holes. But overall, it's a great figure. Nicely posable with the combination of magnets and other joints. And going over the articulation of the figure, any figure that has a magnetic joint, you can basically move around along these rounded metal studs here. So that's kind of cool. Even the head kind of swivels a little bit, but the collar gets in the way just a little bit on there. And you can swing the arm around along that metal joint if you want, in a variety of poses at the shoulder. The elbows here have hinge joints, so you can bend them in and out. And the hands have a I guess ball socketed joint at the wrist, so you can actually bend the hand in and out. But this particular hand is very tight, and I don't want to twist it because the hand can also go all the way around. There was already stressing on the plastic on this particular hand, but you can rotate it as well, and twist it all the way around. So that's kind of neat. There is a swivel joint at the waist that can go all the way around here. This particular one is very tight on there, and there are hinges at the knees, so you can bend the knees in and out. And the feet have a ball socketed joint as well, just like the hands, so they can go all the way around on this particular foot, and they can go up and down, and a rotational, almost like an ankle pivot type articulation. And you notice I just pulled the leg off. You can detach it because of their magnetic nature on there, but they're easy to put back on, so it's not a big deal. But overall, a great figure in this Mag Warrior line, and I really do like these figures. Unfortunately, they're not produced anymore. They haven't been produced for over 5 years, and so trying to find them, you'd probably have to go through third party or eBay. just to be able to find these figures. But it's a great figure in its own universe, and nice to be able to collect all these different types of magnetic warriors from different cultures, and pretty cool. This is my casual peek into the Mag Warriors Paladar magnetic action figure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.